Hello, my dear students. Today I am going to explain the first chapter of civics, that is the Indian Constitution. In this chapter, we are going to discuss with what is Constitution, why do we need a Constitution, importance of Constitution in a democracy, the key features of the Indian Constitution, the fundamental rights and the fundamental duties. Before starting, why do we need what is Constitution? I would like to say that why there is a need to study the Constitution, or why there is a requirement or need to frame a Constitution, or why the Constitution actually came into being. For explaining this, I would like to cite up three examples. The first example is that of the football match. As we all know, that in a football match, the players are allowed to play with the legs, not with the hand. But if any of the players are playing with the hand rather than with the legs, they are not permitted. The reason behind is that it is against the rule of the football match that if you are playing with the hand rather than with the legs. Second example I would like to cite up is that of the school. As we all know that in a school, the students have, for attaining of the school, the students have to come in a school uniform. But if any of the student is coming to the school without wearing the school uniform, it is not permitted. The reason behind is that it is against the rule of the school that the students can't attend the school without wearing the school uniform. The third example I would like to cite up, that is the exam. As in the exam, the students have to answer only those questions which the teacher have asked. But if any of the student is answering those questions, rather though these topics are there in the book, but those questions are not being asked in the exam, so the teacher will not give the marks, because the teacher have asked the questions on a particular topic and the students are answering the questions on some other topic, so they are not permitted. The same way, they are against the rule. The Constitution guarantees us what is right and what is wrong, or we can say what we should do and what are the things we should follow. It helps us to demarcate or understand what we should do and what are the things we should follow. Or in a layman language, we can say that it is a set of rules through which our country will run. It is a set of rules through which our country will run. Now, coming to the book definition, means the definition which is defined in the book, the Constitution is a collection of basic rules providing the framework for the governance of the country. Means the rules are in a written form. The basic rules which are necessary for providing the framework for the governance, for governing the country, whenever we want to govern the country, whenever we want to follow up the rules, these basic rules are written in the Constitution. The Constitution is adopted to establish governmental machinery, to maintain social order and peace. Because why it is adopted? This is what the Constitution says, that it is adopted to establish governmental machinery and for maintaining of the social order and peace in the society. The Constitution is adopted and all the basic rules are clearly defined in the Indian Constitution. Now the question comes into the mind, where the Constitution came from. It gained momentum in December 1946 and it took almost 3 years between December 1946 to November 1949. The Constitution was drafted. After 3 years, more than 300 people gathered to discuss, taking ideas from different parts of the nations or different parts of the world, I should say. It was adopted on November 26, 1949 and came into effect from January 26, 1950. As we all know, January 26, 1950 was celebrated as a Republic Day. This was the day on which the Constitution came into being, or the Constitution enforced. Now, we again come back to the question that why do we need a Constitution? Because it lays down the ideals, or we can say the principles, which help develop trust and coordination among the people. It highlights the structure of the government. The structure of the government is being highlighted, its composition and division of power. This means that the structure of the government means the hierarchy of the government, who has the higher authority, who has the lower authority, the composition, for example, the president, below that the prime minister, below that the chief minister, and so on. This means the structure, the hierarchy of the government is being highlighted in the constitution. How many composition means how many people are there in a particular hierarchy, which power they have, means what are the decisions they can take. It clearly defines. Third point says it clearly indicates the limits on the power of the government and guarantees the rights of the people. This means that the power of the government are also being defined. Their limitations are also being cleared. Means they can't use their arbitrary power. The power which are being defined, the limits which are being set, they will work under those limits only, and guarantees the rights of the people. This means that if any of the right is being violated, they are clearly, all the rights are being clearly violation, is we'll discuss on later on. Regarding the rights of the people are clearly defined in the fundamental rights. They are clearly defined in the constitution. Now the next topic which I am going to discuss is importance of constitution in the democracy. As we all know that today most of the countries in the world have a constitution, while all the democratic countries are likely to have a constitution. But it is not necessary that the countries that have a constitution are democratic. Now I am going to explain these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lines that though most of the countries in the world are following the constitution, while democratic countries, means there are some countries which are following the democracy but they won't have opted the constitution. And one more thing is that it is not necessary that the countries who have the constitution are following the democratic. Maybe they are following the supremacy rule, because in democracy people choose their leader so that they can exercise their power responsibly on their behalf. However, it is possible that the leaders might misuse their power. In this way, it is the constitution which safeguards the people from it. Here I would like to cite one example is that, for example, in a class, a teacher has given authority to the monitor. Monitor means student A to take action against anyone who is not obeying the order. There is a student B who is not obeying the order of A. What the A does, though the condition was not so that the condition, but what the A does, when the teacher came to says, gave the authority to monitor A that if any of the child will not follow him or her, then you can take the action. There is a student B, though B is following the order, but what A does, A make a complaint to the teacher that ma'am, B is not following my order. So what A does, A has misused his power, because the condition was not so that the B was not following the order of A, but A make a complaint against B. What was the reason? We don't know. So what here A has misused his power. So it is the constitution, though this is the case of the class, but if it is a case of the state, there is no one who can misuse their power. That is why it is written that the leaders might misuse their power. In that case, it is a constitution which safeguards the people from it. Now, that's it. Thank you.